So back in April, I put out a brand new CD called "If I Could Change One Thing," and I made that record out in Los Angeles with this incredible producer by the name of Bill Leffler. It was a different record for me to make, starting with, typically when I have recorded records in the past, I've been living at home with my parents, and I will take the next like sort of 12 or 14 songs that I write and then just record them and put them out. And this time around, I slowed way down to the point where by the time I actually got into the studio, I realized that I had written 100 songs in preparation for the record. I'd also say about 80 of those songs really sucked. But it's interesting, as I was sort of going over that batch of tunes, I realized that one of the things that kept elbowing its way into my writing, despite my best intentions, one of the things that kept elbowing its way into the songs was my life. And this last few years has been an interesting few years for me. My folks had split up after being together for 30 years, and I think I don't claim to be an adult at all yet. I'm 26 years old, and but I dress a lot more like one than I used to. So I think it's different to be a little bit older, like at least not a little kid, and have your folks split up. For me, it kind of felt like I was building my life on these truths, like the grass is green and the sky is blue and your parents are together. And then all of a sudden, one of those truths has to be realigned, and everything else in your life takes some realigning. And it took me a little while to realize that the sky is still very much blue out there. But one of the ways that I cope and deal with things is humor, and sometimes that can be fairly perverse and sick.
Doesn't make you a bad person. Makes you more interesting.
Well, there was a lot of irony in their divorce, starting with my dad happened to get served divorce papers on their 30th wedding anniversary, and they went out to dinner that night, and I refer to this as the Last Supper. And I'm thinking to myself, like, what do you say? What is that conversation like? And about an hour and a half after I asked myself that question, both my parents came home, and I heard exactly how that conversation goes. And we're a few years away from that point, and both my parents are much happier people now. They're some of my best friends. And there was the interesting thing is, like, it was as if animosity just sort of entered the picture all of a sudden, and I didn't really know what to do with it. So I decided, after the dust had kind of settled, the best thing that I could do was write my version of how I wish that last dinner could have gone. The best case scenario. Mostly I decided to do that because writing songs is way cheaper than therapy, I found. This is how I wish that final dinner could have played out. This is called You Wear It Well. I know it's been a while, the table's set for two. We talk about the kids and what we're gonna do. It's hard to shine on a night like this, but I've always loved that old red dress. You wear it well. You wear it well. In the candlelight, I see you glow. Those familiar eyes from 30 years ago. Some try to hide from what the years can do, but time has been a friend to you. You wear it well. You wear it well. You wear it well. You wear it well. And all those years I've kept my feelings locked away, so nobody else could see. I wonder if my heart could open up to change if I wore it on my sleeve. You wear it well. I'll pick up the check like I should have done all those other nights before this one. So I understand when we say goodbye, if you trade your ring for wings to fly. You wear it well. You wear